So I have been, like many of you, I'm sure, watching this video, bitten by the Mirror Me bug. The Mirror Me bug has infiltrated the bloodstream, and it it has been a constant takeover. So I want to talk about it. I wrote notes down. I have some things to say upon, like, after seeing everyone's reviews and hearing what other people have to say. And I just wanted to join in on the conversation because I think something very beautiful is happening right now in the doll space. And that is a collective. We all like the dolls pretty much. I've seen a few people that are like, I don't really like them, which is understandable. It's totally fine. But yes, I have notes, and I really want to talk about them. So for those of you that don't know, Mirror Me is, let me put up a group shot. So Mirror Me is a doll line made by MGA, and they dropped this week, I think, online, not in stores. They were just like on MJ's website, but there was only four that released. So it was Amora, Akiko, Blaze, and Luna. These four right here. These are the only ones that released on MJ's website, but these two are store exclusives. So they're out, but they're not. The influencers that went to the event got sent like PR, and they have the dolls early, so I've been seeing some reviews and stuff of that nature. They are, they're based off of emotions, and I'm pretty sure they are mirrors of emotions that also go to a performing arts school, so they all make music. I just think it's funny because, no, I don't think it's funny. I think it's fierce. These dolls are $29.99, and they are set to release this month, but we don't have like an official release date or anything. But yeah, I got everything out the way. Okay. I'm going in no particular order, but the first doll that we're going to look at is Akiko. Akiko's emotion is cozy, which is probably why they went with this like cat aesthetic. And I will say I don't think she's my favorite because of the aesthetic. This just isn't really something I would naturally gravitate towards. I think she's cute, and I understand why people like her. Like, I hear a lot of amazing things about her online, and I feel like that comes from her base doll. Like, I feel like her base doll is really strong. The brown hair, the brown eyes, the neutral makeup. She even has like a little fang in her on her lip, which I think is very, very cute. I am a brown hair, brown eye truther, so seeing them together is very cute, and I like the neutral makeup on her, so she gets points for me in the face department and stuff. But yeah, I also don't really love the white gradient on her legs. I feel like they could have did something a little cooler. And I also don't like that weird garter belt on her leg. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I will say I do think she is my least favorite from the collection. I see where the love for her comes from. The next doll is Amora. Amora's emotion is love. She is very clearly wearing that on her sleeve. Very obvious inspiration from that emotion. When I first saw her, she was my favorite. I think she still kind of is my favorite in the back of my mind. I love the juxtaposition of the light hair with her darker skin. I think it's so gorgeous. And the fact that it's like Neapolitan ice cream hair, that's really, really gorgeous as well. And I did say that I was a brown eye truther, but I don't mind the green eyes on her. I think they really pop, especially against her skin tone. She she also has a gradient on her legs, and it's kind of Novi Stars esque with, there's like, it's like beads that kind of look like rose petals in her legs, so they like rattle when you move her around. I feel like they did certain things to be, in competition with the current dolls on the market, Monster High G3. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the clear leg with things in it. But I don't think it like ruins her design at all. I will say I don't particularly like her outfit. I don't think her outfit is as strong as some of the other dolls in this line. Like looking across the like lineup, there's just a lot. I think they're all wearing skirts actually. Like I wish that there were just like pants. I feel like she would look amazing in some capris. I wish that she could have some, but one of the first things I thought was, wow, I just wish she had some capris or something. Like some beautiful, like that material. I don't mind that material on her skirt, but I feel like if they were like in the realm of capri-ish pants, I'm saying if they were capris, I feel like I would like them a lot better. Or if they were pants, I feel like she would do well with pants. She does not need a skirt. I also hate her shoes, so that's why she gets kind of some points off for me when it comes to me having to like sit with these dolls more and more and look at them. She gets some points off for the outfit, I think. But I do think she's very, very gorgeous, and she still is one of my favorites. And I do want to look at her more in person. I feel like it would have been cool for her to have a different hair texture than everyone else. Just some more variety. But I don't know how they allocate doll budget for hair texture and hair and etc. of that nature. But yes, what I am saying is I feel like it would have been cool for her to have a different hair texture than pretty much everyone else. But I do think she's very gorgeous, and I am excited to see her in person. Okay, next is Blaze. Blaze's emotion is electric. Cool. A lot of people really, 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 really love Blaze. I personally am just not one of those people. I understand where they're coming from. I think the quality really shows on this doll, especially with the real chains and the knitted sweater. And I really like her shoes. I saw on Twitter someone took the plastic pieces going up her legs off, and I think her shoes are really, really sick. They look really, really squishy and bouncy, and I really love that. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty just iffy on her face. I don't mind the side glance. I think the side glance is cool, but I don't really love her smirk. I do like her makeup, though. I think her makeup is very gorgeous, but she's just not my favorite. And the red is reminding me a lot of Ruby Anderson from Rainbow High, and Ruby was just never my favorite doll at all. I also really, really love her accessories. I love the ramen bowl and the spoon and the chopsticks, and I really love that bag. The guitar I just feel is too on the nose. Like, obviously she would have a guitar. I also think that she would have benefited from shorter hair. And I understand why a lot of dolls have the long hair. It's for hair play value, whatnot. But I really think it would be cool if she had a shorter haircut as opposed to everyone else. Okay. All right. Next, we have Luna. Luna's emotion is dreamy. And I definitely get that from her. When I first saw her, she wasn't my favorite, but I don't know. There's something about her where she has quickly become one of my faves. I don't know what it is. I think her outfit is really beautiful, and her vitiligo is very gorgeous. I like the way that they did it. I will say at some parts it kind of gets too symmetrical for me. I wish it was kind of sporadic in terms of placement, but I really like the fact that they have it on her eyes and they have like the white streak on her eyebrow. I feel like that's really gorgeous. I do wish there was some around her mouth and her nose area. I think when people have vitiligo in real life, I think it looks so beautiful around like the mouth and the nose area. So I feel like that would have been a cool inclusion. But I also really, really love her sunglasses. They're like a sleep mask sunglass situation. And I like her diary and her pen, but I hate the shoes. I really, really hate the shoes. I feel like that's the only thing I don't really like about her is the shoes. Um, somebody somebody brought up a good point. I don't remember who it was, but they were like, well, maybe her shoes are like the rose and the thorns to kind of symbolize that she's grounded. Like just reading too much into the design, but her shoes can be like she's grounded as opposed to everything else about her is very up in the clouds and dreamy whatnot, which that is totally fine. But I just think the color palette is really just ruining it for me. I wish they were that like minty green color in her sleeves. I feel like that would have been a lot better. But overall, she is really, really gorgeous, and she's another one I can't wait to see in person to see if I actually would like to purchase her or not. Yeah, she's one of my favorites, I think. This is Shy. Her emotion is sheepish, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna be an exclusive to Target, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, we don't really have official information on that yet as I'm filming this. I think she's so beautiful. I really love the sheep aesthetic, and I don't mind that it's on the nose. I think it fits the vibe that they're trying to go for. She has a real, not a real record player. Like, obviously, it can't play real record music, but she does have a record player, and you can take the vinyl out, which is pretty cool. I notice that she also has a gradient on her legs, but it's similar to Akiko, but they're flipped. So Akiko has white from her foot up, and then Shy has white from her waist down. So they're flipped. I don't mind it as much on Shy because they kind of look like leggings or something of that sort. And she actually has the leg warmers that are fabric as opposed to Akiko. So I think they executed it better on Shy. Um, I also love her shoes. You can't see them right now, but they're like tabby esque. They have the hoof um look to them, but I'm pretty sure they're just like some Mary Janes. So that's really gorgeous. And I love the little sheep face on top of her bloomers. I think that that's really, are those bloomers or a skirt? I don't know if they're bloomers or a skirt, but I don't mind the sheep thing that they were going for. I think it really fits her. I will say I do not like her blue eyes. Not that blue is a fantasy eye color, but I just don't think it's necessary for every single doll ever. But MGA is known for giving their characters more fantasy eye colors like purple or blue or pink. So I mean, I understand why they did it, whatever, but I feel like she would have really benefited from like the neutral eye color, especially since her face also is so neutral. I also feel like even like a pink eye would have been nicer, but I just don't like the shade of blue that they chose, especially since her color palette is pastel oriented. I just don't think it looks good on her. But with that being said, that is my only gripe about her. My only gripe about her design. I definitely would love to see her in person. She is another one of my favorites. This is Suki. She is so beautiful. She grew on me a lot. I always really liked her, but she was never my favorite, I think. And upon me getting to kind of sit with the designs of these dolls, I feel like Suki is just so beautiful because she is leaning so much into the fantasy. Suki's emotion is fragile, and they chose to do like a kintsugi situation with her design. And I think it's just so beautiful. Like, I love the shade of blue that they chose for her design. I think it really pops against the kind of white of everything else. And I will say, I do think she is the best designed out of everyone, especially since her emotion isn't too on the nose. I feel like that's what really, really, really um, makes it for me. You kind of have to think about why she is designed the way that she is. I've been hearing that a lot of people don't really like the pink in her design, but I will say I don't know what other color they could have gone with to kind of go hand in hand with the white and the blue and the gold. I feel like the pink is a nice addition to all of that, and it doesn't really bother me at all. I also really love her face and her face up. I think the inclusion of the blue fading into the pink leaves a nice kind of purple fade out in some spaces. I think that's really beautiful as well. And I love, love, love her headphones. Her headphones are like these teacup headphones, and then you could take the teacup off of the headphones. Just, just so, so cool. But I don't think I have a popular opinion when it comes to that. So I meant to say, I don't think I have an unpopular opinion when it comes to her being my favorite. I know that she's a big favorite amongst people. Oh, okay. So I think that I don't have anything else to say, like, for each individual doll, but looking at the group here, I will say I kind of do wish that there were more diverse body types. I feel like that's the only thing that's really holding them back, but I kind of understand it for like a first line purpose. Um, well, actually, no. I don't really understand it, but also I don't understand what it takes to make a doll line, like where the budget has to go in order for them to produce such dolls of this quality. I don't really know what they had to cut and what they didn't, but I hope in the future that we have some different body types from this line. I feel like that'd be cool, and some more fantasy skin tones as well. And I'm also curious to see what other emotions they are going to try and capture. Um, that being said, if the doll line goes well, I'm sure they're gonna dive into some other emotions. I feel like it'd be cool to kind of see like two emotions in one doll. Maybe they'll do like a freaky fusion situation where that's possible, but yeah, I don't. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited to see what Mirami does in the future because I think it's so awesome to have some dolls on the shelves again that have a level of quality that we really haven't seen since old Rainbow High. Um, and it's exciting, you know. I feel like as a collector, my collecting journey has kind of led me to only really buy dolls online because of the lack of cool design dolls on shelves these days. Like, I had a G3 phase, I've had a Rainbow High phase, I've had an LOL phase, but there's just nothing that is satiating that desire to go and buy a doll from the store shelves. It's so awesome that there are some dolls that I am interested in on shelves. I'm interested in Bratz, but I don't know. I really only buy Bratz for the base dolls these days, um, like the modern ones. So it's nice to see that they it is possible for cool design dolls with beautiful outfits and beautiful detail to be back on shelves again. Um, and I also want to note that let me pull up a picture. Okay, I also wanted to note that the boxes are very similar to the Monster High G3 boxes. I just think it's funny for them to kind of be competing with the Monster High element on shelves, like the more fantasy things, and it's funny that their boxes are just way better than theirs because we all know that Monster High boxes are ugly. But yeah, I think that's everything. I literally wrote down box better than Monster High, right? Let me know what you think because I like to hear other people's opinions. There's only like a handful of videos and opinions online, but I'm just curious to hear about what everyone else has to say because it's fun to compare. I just want to see what everyone else has to say because I genuinely am excited for these. And I'm excited to see restyles, etc., and whatnot. But I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day, and I'll see you later. Bye.